Hello, guys. Welcome to another video from the Offside Lounge Podcast. We've got me, myself, Praneeth, Viraj, and Amir, the usuals, and we've got two really special guests today. We've got Ashrat, who is a Chelsea fan right from the start, and also is my brother, so that explains it. You don't need any more explanations on how awesome he is. And we've got Brian, who is a baller. He plays as a goalkeeper and semi-professional level, and you can see the jersey that he's wearing supports Man United, which is very unfortunate. uh, after the Euros and the Copa America, now football business in terms of transfers is on the rise. But before that, before we go on to transfers, we've got a big controversy that's doing rounds recently with Enzo Fernandez. After winning Copa America, went live on Instagram and was captured singing racial slurs against France and the French team, and Mbappe as well. Now, Ashwat, being a Chelsea supporter, what's your take on that? Like, Chelsea's got a lot of French players as well, and Enzo's been one of the big Chelsea signings. What's your take?
Saying it from a Chelsea fan standpoint, I would only say ये दुख काहे खत्म नहीं होता बे. Just when we are realizing that okay, now we are going to get stability, we are going to get some good results, and suddenly we know that okay, the manager is changed, now it's time for new manager to come in. uh, I finally felt that okay, now the people are going to come with good amount of confidence. When Enzo got the Copa America and Cucurella managed to win the Euros, along with it, Palmer got the opportunity to actually score in the final. So I was very happy to know that okay, things are going good. The next thing I know is Enzo is coming out with chants which makes no sense, and there is a lot of funny bits to it. First is, भाई फ्रांस कोपा अमेरिका खेला भी नहीं, तुम लोग फ्रांस के टीम खेल ही नहीं.
एग्जैक्टली 2 साल से अभी तक उस पे ही है.
हाँ, आई मीन यस, वर्ल्ड कप जीते, ठीक है, आप कोपा अमेरिका जीते, you do chance of some other national teams and try to make fun of them, but यहाँ पर the funny part is they are making fun of France. The second funniest part about this is the player of his own team or own club, I would say, he's taking an offense of it rather than just typing it out and saying it on chat that okay, this was offensive, you just have to stop the Insta live or something and you can just cut it off. वो वीडियो पोस्ट हुआ भी नहीं था और ये बंदे ने उसका इतना बड़ा कंट्रोवर्सी कर दिया. Now the third funniest bit about it was Malang Sar was saying कि भाई it was offensive. भाई तेरे को तो कोई जानता भी नहीं है भाई. Even the Chelsea manager is like, who is Malang Sar? He had no idea last season who Malang Sar was and where exactly he was. He was not even part of the preseason, and he's taking offense in these things. And the second funniest part about, I guess not even the second, I guess the many funny parts of it, one of it is Mudrik taking an offense. I'm like, Mudrik, तू कहाँ से आ रहा है? तू तेरे को किस बात का बुरा लग रहा है भाई? तेरा
गरम तवे पे रोटी सेक रहे हैं क्या?
तेरा अलग लफड़े चल रहे हैं, तू ये वाले लफड़े में मत आ. And it is literally dividing the entire team where preseason is all about bonding, where Nicholas Jackson is now in support of Enzo Fernandez, who's like, the song was offensive, but he's not racist. Whereas Wesley Fofana started the entire issue of saying that it is complete uninhibited racism. And now the politics from both the countries are taking advantage of this situation. जहाँ पे Enzo Fernandez is like, भाई मैंने तो सिर्फ एक गाना गाया था. I did not even mean the words that came out of my mouth. So it's sad, but it's just that just in the start of preseason, there's a lot of anxiety for the Chelsea fans कि ये कब खत्म होगा और कब हम लोग को एक stability मिलेगा in terms of the situation.
Yeah, like
I think they could have
strong.
tried to resolve it internally with Wesley Fofana.
Exactly,
But kudos
कुछ
to him
players
for
थोड़ा
taking it out on
कुछ
the
प्लेयर्स थोड़ा
video itself.
मैच्योरली बिहेव अगर करते थे तो ये बहुत सॉर्ट हो जाता था, बट दे लाइक chaos क्रिएट किया ही सबने.
No offense to any France players, but these players should more focus on their own fitness. यहाँ पर इन लोग बैठ के रीलें देख रहे हैं यार, तुम लोग फिटनेस बनाओ, मैं सच बता रहा हूँ. Fofana last season, he just played I guess 1 or 2 games in the preseason, got injured, did not play the entire season. Badiashile did not feature until late December. Disasi could not
Christopher
maintain his consistency, but we had no option, we had to play him off. Malo Gusto,
Nkunku.
really weakness. So each and every player have their own problems, but they want to top off those problems and try to divert these things. Or worst part of it all, they're not diverting it on someone else, they're diverting it
Yeah.
on their own
On
team.
the same team.
on their
yes.
own team.
That's the
Yes.
irony of things.
Like
But
what happened was wrong for sure, but like what we're basically trying to say is it shouldn't have been as big as it's become.
The situation
Because-
could have
As
been
it's
handled
become.
better. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like Brian, I think you were saying something. I cut you out by mistake.
Yeah, so the thing what I feel is like if their own players would have not reacted to it in such a way, probably it would have been still settled in a softer manner. It's just because their own team players have put it out on social media and have called it out. Now it's becoming a big thing, and that also shows there is a lot of issues going on internally in the players and the
Club
club.
itself.
That's
This shows
right.
credibility of the club. Like you take the likes of Madrid when when Vinicius was facing slurs against racism, or he was getting racially abused. You saw that everyone backed him up, and
Yes.
we've had people bash him for diving or for all the more other reasons. But there are players who don't give a shit about this. Like Zaha, whenever everyone had to take the knee, he would not do it, thinking this wouldn't change a thing. Is the same way if you're singing a song about something which is racially not acceptable or it's offensive to someone, you should have stopped it in the first place. That's what I feel.
To top things off, man, Chelsea's club statement on this entire incident was like, it was so weird. It's like it would have been better कि वो लोग नहीं बोलते कुछ and internally resolve करने के बाद कुछ बोलते, it would have made more sense. But then उन्होंने जो बोला, मेरे को अश्वत ने दिखाया था वो, and I had no idea. And I was like, क्या है ये?
I was when I saw that particular statement that this is the statement that is coming out from the Chelsea official page, I was like, okay, let's see what Chelsea has to say. I opened it and I was just trying to scroll. मेरे को ये लगा कि मेरा इंटरनेट खराब हो गया and the second page is not getting loaded. And the next thing I know कि अरे नहीं भाई इतना ही बहुत बात किया. मेरे को लगा क्यों बात किया?
Like, I'm pretty sure that even Lisandro Martinez would have been on that bus, man, singing the same bloody song, but just that Enzo ne live kiya, so he's become
फंस
like
गया.
the center of the discussion. on this
Had
whole-
it been Messi, it would have been crazy.
Crazy,
But that's
yeah.
the
All
point,
over,
right?
But
He would be sleeping
I
over there. No, nobody knows.
Yeah.
भाई मेसी बस पे था नहीं, but अगर वो रहता तो I know for a fact वो मना करता, because I think once when they had won the Copa America before as well against Brazil, similar situation हुआ था, and he and Aguero were like telling the team not to abuse the Brazilian players and fans or something like that. I know there was a similar situation then, but हाँ मतलब वही है, it just shows कि on one hand you've got players like Messi and Aguero, Ronaldo, who are very aware of of their status and the influence that they have on the younger generation, and then you've got people like Enzo and other people who are on the bus singing those songs.
Rodrigo.
एंजो ने दारू पी के
कुत्ता इंसान है भाई.
दारू पी के इंस्टा लाइव चालू किया, उसको भी पता नहीं रहेगा. नशे में फंस गया और बेचारा.
he confessed that it was offensive and he apologized to the situation, and now Argentinian politics and
Vice
Argentinian
president,
government
yeah.
is like, no, we are in support of you, and he's like, भाई मैं माफी मांग भी लिया, अब मत करो, बस करो. I am here
In
to
fact,
play
even pages भी बता रहे थे कि Enzo tried to shut it off before it became a huge
Yes, the
fiasco
very
between the
next
media.
day, the very next day
किसी
he
को पता भी नहीं था
posted a
जब
photo.
तब तक उसने अपॉलॉजी
हाँ।
वीडियो डाल दिया था.
डाल दिया था. Unfortunate, but ठीक है. Moving on, I think I think the entire football world is kind of wondering कि भाई क्या हो गया है? Why is it become such a big thing? It's wrong. Obviously, they shouldn't have. It needs to be solved on a very basic level where people are counseled about all of this. The teams, national or international, are talking to their players to be mindful of their actions, and but ठीक है, like on a things happen. I think everyone should just move on. It's a personal thing between two players that's kind of blown up, I feel. But okay, moving on. Like I said before, there's a lot happening in the transfer window side of things. Mr. Fabrizio Romano is really busy on his phone nowadays. And there's a certain club that we've got two supporters from in our podcast today, Man United, that are making big waves in the transfer window. So what's your take on it, Brian? I'll go with you first. What
Look
is
at their
your
smile.
take on
After the misery last season.
So about Zirkzee, I'm still not sure like what were they thinking around of like before getting him, but let's see. You never know because if it's talk about Hoyland last season, he was a decent striker. I'd not say the bad one, nor I would say a very good one. He showed some promise, and you never know. And we needed another proper striker. If Hoyland is not in that condition to play, or he has some injury or something, we needed someone to replace him in that case. And I think Zirkzee is kind of that replacement which they needed because Rashford was literally unpredictable last season. I would say at his worst last season. So
Yeah.
even him coming in that central position to score goals was not causing an impact. And now Zirkzee would fill that if Hoyland is not at his best, and if also required, like we are a goal down or we are in a pressure where we need to score goals and we need two proper strikers to put that pressure on the defense. I think Hoyland and Zirkzee would be a great partnership going forward.
So basically
And
every possible match.
no, probably not this season. I hope.
Hoyland was not good at all the last season for the first half, but the second half was equally
up,
opposite
yeah.
to what it was.
Yes,
He picked up
yes.
really well, scored some very crucial goals.
Yeah. And what is your take on Sancho? Sancho is apparently going to be a part of the squad next season.
I hope that should have been resolved quite a bit earlier last season rather than bring it all the way to the new season. But it honestly it was a good thing for us to see him come back to training because honestly I love Sancho as a player, the way his style of play and what he did was something wrong, completely wrong from his end to like putting it out on social media and just putting himself above the club, which Ronaldo also did. That's another thing. But yeah, Ronaldo again is at a level there. Can't sometimes ego comes at that point, but Sancho shouldn't have done that. But coming back to terms with Ten Hag, which hopefully Ten Hag has told out, and the club also is saying, and I hope it works out, and Sancho shows what he showed again at Dortmund at his second stint, and gives a much better performance at United the coming season.
ये
We have a
सीजन स्टार्ट होने के पहले सब ये यंग प्लेयर्स को है ना इंस्टाग्राम डिलीट करना चाहिए. ये साला कुछ भी
रॉड्री बन जाओ
रहना
भाई.
चाहिए भाई.
रॉड्री जैसा करो. नो
रॉड्री
इंस्टाग्राम,
बन
नो.
मैं वही बोल
या
रहा
फिर
था कि
या फिर जोजेस
बोल।
ऐसा जब कोई क्लब में नहीं है तब इंस्टाग्राम पे आ जाता है.
मैं वही बोल रहा था कि सैंचो का सबसे बड़ा क्रिटिक इधर बैठा है हमें अपने पास.
बट नहीं वो चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल हारा, हम लोग एफए कप फाइनल जीते, तो अपने पास मेडल है.
वो चैंपियंस लीग में खेला, तुम लोग थर्सडे नाइट भी नहीं खेले.
नहीं यार थर्सडे नाइट नहीं खेला.
बट
अच्छा है.
kudos for them to amending their issues.
Yeah.
Ten Hag and Sancho. It's like Ten Hag ऐसे हाथ खोल के खड़ा है, मेरे करण अर्जुन आएंगे करके, और एक साइड पे सैंचो, एक साइड पे रैशफोर्ड करके. Hopefully they get back in form.
Yeah,
We've
looking
always
at the-
had fun watching Rashford since 2015-16. Especially, I still remember, not even if I'm not a United fan, watching him score those 2 goals against Arsenal, and Sancho with his Dortmund stint was pretty good enough. So they can go back on good levels this season.
And looking at the transfers, like we need it was important to sign a defender, which we did. I'm happy about it. Last season, जैसे देखा हमने, there was not a proper partnership in centre backs, which was playing entire season, and I think that had a big issue. थक गया यार मैं वो -1, 0-1 का गोल डिफरेंस देख के. साला 8-9 पोजीशन के टीम का गोल डिफरेंस हमसे अच्छा रहता है. सो फाइनली ये साल मार्टिनेज इंजर नहीं होना चाहिए. आई थिंक ही इज अ वेरी गुड प्लेयर फॉर अर्जेंटीना एंड फॉर यूनाइटेड.
I think if you get वो delete Matthias delete and Yoro, they could do well. नए young है, एक fast है, एक agile है. Delete सारे interceptions के लिए देखा ही हमने, boss करता है वो.
But yeah, coming to Yoro, man, like I was shocked. Like मेरे को मेरा एक ही concern है, like Yoro was playing in Lille and he's good. He's really good. He has that potential. He might, I think some pundits were even calling him the Mbappe of defense. Give it like, but my only question is, are United in the right place to kind of overpay for an 18-year-old and bring him to England, where people like literally your one bad performance and the English media kind of ruins your career? Having that kind of pressure, it's either make or break, right? Like the player can either become exceptional, or like in case of Sancho, like he was a star at Dortmund, came to United, had that pressure, fell out with the manager, didn't perform, went back to Germany, kind of revived his career again. What's your take on that? I feel that it's a huge pressure on Euro's shoulders to kind of live up to that price tag as well at what United have signed him.
So, yes, there was also a thing going on that Everton fans were very upset with United's decision to spend heavy on Euro, and like if you all are spending so much for a player who you all have not seen play at Premier League, why all are you not ready to spend that for Branthwaite instead? So there was a thing going on, like Everton fans like, come on bro, you all have the money, you all are spending it for some other young player from outside England, and you all have a much player who has showcased himself in the Premier League, and you all are not ready to increase your pay for that. But I would agree on that point, because yes, Euro might be amazing. I didn't know much about him till we heard about his transfer rumor. I went through his matches. I wanted to see like why is he so hyped? Because at the age of 18, 19, it's like a big deal to be so much hyped, especially as a defender. Generally, wingers, strikers, they get a lot hyped at this age.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
It's very rare that a defender gets hyped at this age, especially a centre back. And he getting that hype was like, I wanted to see how it is. And he is pretty good, but again, the intensity in the Premier League is very, very high compared to other leagues. So that we cannot say anything right now. We'd have to wait for the actual Premier League to start, not even the preseason. I don't consider preseason anywhere in this. We'd have to wait
Basically,
for the
Premier League proven. There's only one way to find that. If he can do it on a rainy night, Tuesday night at Stoke, he'll survive well.
Statement might offend some of the Manchester fans, but trust me, वो सिर्फ audition के लिए आया है. 2 to 3 years later, he is going to Real Madrid. That is for sure.
True. Madrid would always get their man. They just didn't want to overpay for him like they did in Mbappe's case as well. They didn't want to pay so much, so they're like, we'll wait. We'll wait. वही होने वाला है. I mean, even with
तब तक 2 चैंपियंस लीग जीत लेंगे.
तब तक और 2 चैंपियंस लीग जीत लेंगे.
अरे तब तक प्लेयर का डिजायर मर जाता है खुद के क्लब के लिए खेलने के लिए, कि मैड्रिड पीछे पड़ा है तो भाड़ में जाए मेरा कभी का क्लब, ये खत्म होने पे मैं चले जाऊंगा. But yeah,
Nice.
with I think talking about Euro, it reminded me of John Stones when he was 18 at Everton. Premier League proven we'd paid a lot, and he was shit in his first season. Like he got rolled over by everyone. I remember Falcao chipping it in front of him when we played against Monaco. But yeah, there's
Yeah, as
I think
like
Euro
Virat
could do
said,
well.
I think if we sign Delight, so first I think this season we'll give start to Martinez or Maguire and Delight with him. Then slowly as Euro will set in the Premier League, we'll give him playing time. But till then, we won't give him start. I
You
feel so.
never know, though. You never know if he's
Yeah,
impressing Ten Hag in training.
yeah. If he's playing well, so that's a different story. But we have
Yeah.
options. If he is not playing well, I'm saying we have options. The only concern is we should sign one more defender.
But the things that you expect from him, Delete was already doing it when he was 18. In
Yeah.
fact, even more than that when he was with Ajax. So getting Delete would obviously तुम उस पे ही ज्यादा rely करने लग जाओगे from the start. But yes, Euro will have to prove his position first.
भाई एक ही क्वेश्चन है ऑन माय माइंड अब भी आया लाइक Martinez is kind of injured for an entire
Injured
like
prone, yeah.
majority of the season, kind of showing that he might be injury prone. They get Delete, he'll be injury prone. At the end of the day, United shouldn't be with Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans in defense till next season as well.
Net spend 1 billion. Combined
Ashad,
lineup.
you're saying something.
No, that was the reason why Johnny Evans got an extension, right? They are just keeping backups ready.
Yeah.
They're already preparing for the worst. But it's good to see United are actually spending money, even though they're overpaying for a few players. They're actually trying to improve positions that they're lacking in strength. Coming to midfield as well, Casemiro hasn't performed जितना उसका expectation था, given the way that he was putting in a performance every week for Madrid. But I think they're pretty close to sign Ugarte now from PSG.
Yeah.
Like Ugarte as well, I feel he is a really, really good player when it comes to ball recoveries and playing the ball forward as well. But again, वो भी injury prone है थोड़ा. Like वो injure हो जाता है तो उसका पूरा season गया. Like when he started off at PSG, he was literally like, I was surprised कि बंदा right first game से like coming into such a big team with so much egos and stuff, he's performed right off the bat. But
एक
then
ही
one
साल हुआ
small
ना उसे
injury.
आके.
He joined last summer.
एक ही साल हो गया.
Yeah.
He got injured in between, and then his game just fell off. And then I don't know why Enrique started preferring Ruiz to Ugarte, though I still wanted Ugarte to play. But I think he gets that physicality into the United team, which will help them. And given Premier League is quite physical as well, he might be good. But again, I think
Price tag.
paying 60-70 million, like PSG got him for 60 million, we're selling him for 70 million. So I'm quite happy about that.
बहुत
I'm
पैसा है,
really
बहुत
happy.
पैसा.
But United के पास भरपूर पैसा है नहीं क्या? It's always the
बहुत
price tag when it comes to United players, man.
Yeah.
And next, I think Chelsea. Ashwat, again, coming back to your favorite club. You got more than 35 players in the squad. चल क्या रहा है? Where are all these players going to go?
I wish I
Hull
had an
City.
answer to this question. I wish I had an answer. Uh, the thing is, just one season ago, we signed youngsters saying that these are the future, and now we are again doing the same thing. मैं बोला भाई future में बहुत जगह गर्दी होने वाला है. That is the problem. And the players that are already there in the team, we are preparing them for the future. So I don't know what is the plan exactly going on. And
Chelsea is solving manager mode के objectives. Sign youth
trust me,
players 3-on-3.
when I'm playing manager mode in any of the games, I know कि मेरे को Chelsea में कोई signings करना नहीं है, and their potential will grow. Even though in reality they are not playing good enough, doesn't matter. But at least in the games they're good. But in reality, I'm not sure what is the plan. Now we've signed Kendry Paez last summer, I guess in January. Not in the summer, in the winter transfer. Post that we signed just recently. We signed Willian Estevao. Before this summer, in the previous summer, we signed Angelo Gabriel, and we told that this guy, he is the future of Brazilian football. And now we are giving out the same dialogue for Willian, and I'm like, कौन सा सच है? ये सच है कि ये सच है? No one knows.
Chelsea are trying to assemble future Ronaldo and Carlos, all Brazilian future
वो
Brazilian stars in one team.
जैसे यूनाइटेड का रहता है ना, कोई स्ट्राइकर या विंगर अच्छा खेला है, नेक्स्ट रोनाल्डो,
Next
ग्रानट
Ronaldo.
नेक्स्ट रोनाल्डो, कुछ
और एंड्रिक तो मैड्रिड लेके गया
And
वो बोल रहे हैं,
और
मैं
वो
तो माल ले
Chelsea
लो
आता है.
चेल्सी
As of now, it's like कि अगर if Real Madrid can just randomly sign Brazilians from the Brazilian league, maybe we just have to just try our luck, get some Brazilian, maybe उसमें से एक तो चमक ही जाएगा.
एक तो चमक ही जाएगा. I know. But वही है, like,
if this Willian does what the previous Willian did, I would be as happy if I was a Chelsea fan, because I loved the old Willian when he played for Chelsea.
That guy is irreplaceable, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like he could defend, he could attack, he could take set pieces, he could do everything.
his game
He
against
was
Barcelona, single-handedly he was,
भाई three posts, दो posts, एक crossbar,
unlucky था उस
एक
दिन
right,
Chelsea,
एक left, same steps, same hook step.
That's too good.
नहीं, Willian तो था ही legend. I think that Chelsea team was next level, man. Like, I fell in love with that team. Like, I support Chelsea and PSG. I have to tell people. Like, I support Chelsea in the Premier League, but I support PSG.
It's because David Luiz.
Oh, by David Luiz as well, and legendary for Chelsea at that point of time. But another really important transfer rumor that's coming up for Chelsea as well is what's happening. I mean, Chelsea and Madrid as well. What's happening with Kepa? Are you guys? What do you think? Would a swap between Kepa and Lunin be good? Because I know Chelsea is on the lookout for another keeper as well.
This is like how Virat said that the moment there is a rumor coming in for a player that he is getting linked with Real Madrid, he is off his game. Last season, he was a first team player for, when I say last season, it is 2022 and 2023 season. He was our first team keeper. He took his chances. He was like, no, Real Madrid is calling me. I'll just leave for Real Madrid. In the literally towards the end of the preseason. And now, I'm not even sure. Now, we got Petrovic towards the end of the season, and now at this point, we are saying that Petrovic also we might lose this summer, and we are looking for a new keeper altogether. At this point, Chelsea के कोई भी signings, कोई भी decisions पे, as a Chelsea fan, I have no trust. I'll just sit down, watch the match, and just go with the flow. That is the reality.
Nah, that's true, man. I'm just waiting.
This is the
for...
time we would have wanted angry Randman to be alive, man. we would have enjoyed him right now.
Rest in peace, man. I love that. I loved the contents, man. Especially when Chelsea
Superb
was
guy, superb guy.
There is no passion.
Too good. No aggression.
Too good. Arsenal are doing some good work in the transfer window. Apparently, they're on to signing Calafiori. He was so good in the Euros, but again, man, like they're stacked on left back. They've got. They'll have Calafiori. I'm pretty sure that move's going to be done. They have Zinchenko. They've got Tierney who's come back. I'm confused. Like, Arteta kya soch raha hai? Is he also preparing for injuries? I'm not sure. Like, why are teams stacking 3-4 players in one position?
Do you think ये लोग ऐसा Pep के footsteps follow कर रहे हैं? Like, bench अच्छा रहना चाहिए.
Calafiori is a good centre back. I would feel. वो centre back भी अच्छे से खेल लेगा.
Like, look at City, they are never out of options. तो वैसे Arteta क्या उसका ही तो student है.
मेरा एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऐसा हो सकता है that they're getting teams are stacking 3-4 players in one position, I think because of the new
Competition.
Champions League format. At least the bigger teams that are playing in the Champions
very
League.
very high
Yeah, makes
probability.
sense.
Because they're
That's
probably
possible,
going to
yeah.
they're going to play so many games in the season. I think that new Champions League format, I haven't got it straight in my head still. मेरे को पर लग रहा है एक सीजन पूरा जाएगा समझने की क्या गेम्स खेल रहे हैं अभी.
इसलिए ब्रायन और मैं स्ट्रेस फ्री है एकदम. मैं खेलो मैच जो खेलना है.
जितना खेलना है खेलो, हम आराम से आएंगे अगले साल.
नेक्स्ट सीजन चाहे तो
Jack-
मूड बना तो और रुकेंगे. अच्छा लगा तो जाएंगे, नहीं तो और रुकेंगे.
जैक विल्शर बोल रहा है अच्छा हुआ मैं रिटायर कर लिया पहले, ये सब मेरे से नहीं होता था.
But nahi man, it was it's good. I think the transfer window has just started. अभी और surprising moves हमको देखने मिलेंगे. And it was really good to have you, Brian and Ashwath, on this episode, and we hope to have you guys here more often to have this same level of banter. And I know we haven't posted and we haven't uploaded for quite some time, but we hope to get back to our A game and start uploading more often. If you've liked this video, please subscribe to our channel, share it to your friends if you like this kind of content. Let us know in the comments as well. And thank you guys once again, and we'll see you next time.